Have you ever had cake and you've had the same cake over and over again? Well, we have an answer for you today. We are in the kitchen of Brooke Thaxton, and you can read our t-shirts, our aprons here. Blissful Bites by Brooke. Brooke has a cottage industry here at Lake of the Pines, and one of the things that she does is she makes absolutely fantastic, delicious, creative cakes right here at Lake of the Pines. So Brooke has invited us into her kitchen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
And what are you making here today? What have you made?
Okay, so today I kind of thought I would go for the December, one of the specials, which is the gingerbread spiced cake. So it's kind of in between of a spice cake and a gingerbread cake with a little bit of crystallized ginger in there as well. A really different frosting. I don't know if you've ever had ermine frosting, but
no,
that's a little bit different than a buttercream. So it's actually more like, almost like you're making a pudding and then you're whipping that and then you're adding whipped butter to it. So it's very fluffy. So kind of makes for a more rustic look on a cake, but it's also very shelf stable. So it can sit on the counter for a few days, which is really nice. So is it
as sweet as a?
Not so much. Yeah, it's definitely buttery and fluffy and just really silky. So
because sometimes the frosting takes over the cake.
Yes, and I really try with my cakes, especially even the buttercreams, to not do too much powdered sugar because.
So Brooke, if I were going to purchase this cake from you, how would I know what's inside it?
Sure. So I can provide a full ingredient list ahead of time, but also the county asked me to put a label on the front of the box, which I do, which shows you what the ingredients are in the cake itself as well as icing.
Well, especially with allergies, peanuts, and other, some people have trouble with olive oil even.
Yes.
Right.
So we make it real clear as far as what the allergens are as well.
Good.
Common allergens. Yeah.
Now, a cake is made fresh.
Yes.
And how long does a cake like this particular one here, how long does it last? I mean, where you can still eat it.
So I generally make cakes. I always make them to order. So it's either the night before or the day of that I prepare the cakes for my customers. I would say, cake like this, shelf stable for probably about 3 days.
Wow.
And then you could keep it in the refrigerator pretty easily for a week, or even freeze the leftovers if you've got too much left.
Oh my gosh. Too, so. I didn't realize they lasted that long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because they're fresh.
Yes.
To begin with.
Exactly.
Right. So how do you get your supplies for your cakes? Do you go wholesale, or how do you handle that?
Yeah, I just started a few weeks ago, so still trying to figure that out. But mostly running to Costco and some of the larger stores chains to get the ingredients. A lot of Amazon. Some of the ingredients, like my pistachio cake, it's really difficult to find pistachio extract, and
Yes, I saw that on your website. Pistachio cake. Now I have a hard time figuring that out because I know there's pistachios on the outside, which is beautiful texture and a nice shade of green and brownish color. What happens in the inside of a pistachio cake?
Yeah, so you actually take pistachios, which are raw. Those are also hard to find, so Amazon's great for that. But blending that down to more of like a flour. So instead of using an almond flour, there's also traditional flour in it, but using the pistachio flour and pistachio extract as well. Most recipes call for almond extract because that's so hard to find the pistachio. But that pistachio is I think that's what everybody loves about that cake. That happens to be the most popular cake.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing it every other day. So.
Wow. Well, we know we can't find pistachio cake at Costco.
Yes, yeah.
And so it is very special then to have that. So what are we going to do today, Brooke?
So today I just kind of wanted to dress the cake. So this cake, like I said, is kind of rustic, but for the holidays, I think it's really fun to put on something that, is edible. Now, all of these are edible, whether or not you're going to want to eat a sprig of rosemary on the cake, probably not, but it's really meant more for decor, although these little dried oranges are amazing. So
okay, and what is at the base of the cake?
This is crystallized ginger. So just a little something to add a little bit of sparkle and add that pop of ginger for anybody who happens to want a little extra.
And so what are these?
Those are sugared or crystallized cranberries. So really simple. You just take raw cranberries, stick them in simple syrup while it's warm, let them dry, and then roll them in sugar. They're still pretty tart. My son loves them. I'm still, a little bit too tart for me.
Okay, so
they're beautiful.
Let's see you do some decorating.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, anything goes kind of on a cake like this. also I can do, custom requests for customers if they're asking if they want me to write on the cake. I'll be real honest, not my forte. So.
Oh, okay.
But I do have happy birthday signs that I could do on there because I want it to be perfect. And I'm still working on my, writing skills.
So for the summertime, have you figured out how you can do something that's kind of tropical or something from the islands?
I'm probably going to be adding some things to the menu, as the seasons kind of go. Unfortunately, the county, I have to get everything approved ahead of time. So that's something that I've got to do.
So if you add a cake, it has to be approved?
It has to be approved. You have to send it in. You pay for them to review your ingredient list. So I do have about 20 cakes and pies that I've had approved, and some that you don't see on the menu yet that will come out. Oops. But, I will definitely be working on some. I had tried to do a key lime pie and they said no go. So
Really? Why? Because you can't find key limes?
Custard.
Oh.
Anything that's not shelf stable for a certain period of time, they don't allow it. So
really?
now
I'm so surprised about them having that much influence on what you do in your own artistic kitchen.
I can rent a kitchen, like a commercial kitchen, and do those things, but I'm not quite there yet. So, with time, maybe.
Great.
Some cinnamon sticks here.
What I love about this particular design is all of the changes in the texture.
Yeah.
You've got a sparkle here. You've got a gray-green. You've got it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, I, as a cake baker, which isn't really something I do, but that's called Betty Crocker. Okay, but as a cake baker, I would never have thought of this design that you have. It is very, it's got a fresh feel to it.
Thank you.
And it's truly very artful.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Just a little more
Oh
rustic.
my goodness, look at this cake. So I heard that you were busy during November.
Yes, very much so.
And how many cakes did you do in November?
Gosh, I want to say within a week, the week of Thanksgiving, probably about 10 different orders. So I do have a full-time job as well, so I'm trying to balance both. This is kind of my side gig. So trying to get that all done. My mom was in town, and that's, where I learned to bake, was in the kitchen with her. So I had her come and help me.
Oh, good.
And was able to get them out the door. So
great.
That was good, but it was really nice.
Yes, yes. So none of these cakes come from a box.
No.
They're all made with your own special ingredients.
Yep. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the chances of me duplicating this cake is like never. Is that correct?
You should try. Yeah.
It would take a very, very long time. Very, very long time. Yeah. So December is coming up. Well, in one day. Yeah. We'll be in December. And are you taking orders for December?
I am, yeah. So next weekend, totally booked out. The weekend after that, a little bit. And then for Christmas, I have a couple more spots that I could take. But for the most part, maybe a weekday here or there I can manage, at night. But it's already getting really booked.
So the truth is, you're lucky if you get one of those spots. The way it's working right now, folks, so you snooze, you lose. Okay,
get your orders in early.
That's great. That's great. Well, I was talking to my sister. She's getting married in our backyard in May in the gazebo, and her fiance is gluten intolerant.
Okay, got it.
Yes. And the wedding's going to be in our backyard, and we were talking about you making a wedding cake. Have you made a wedding cake before?
I have not made a wedding cake, so that would be something that I would need to practice on and the layering of it, right?
Right. I think there's going to be 65 people, and I think they want 2 cakes. Okay. One, the gluten-free cake, which you could do, right?
Yes.
I told her I thought you could do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of recipes. Some of the recipes call for cake flour, which makes it a little more complicated to swap out for gluten-free, although it is possible. It'd be something I'd want to try ahead of time. But a lot of the cakes I can swap, that 1-for-1 gluten-free flour, not a problem. It may change the texture, but I think we're all kind of familiar with that with gluten-free products. And even in the pies, there's a lot of pies. Pastries, complicated, but like a graham cracker or ginger snap crust that I do, it's easy to find those things in gluten-free as well. So,
and I saw in one of your cakes you had a macadamia nut crust. Yes, that you said your dad loved.
Oh my gosh, he loves that. It's about this thick. It's probably as thick as the tart.
So do you chop macadamia nuts to make that crust?
Yes.
Oh,
so it's
my
graham
goodness.
cracker and macadamia.
Wow, it must take a while.
Yeah.
It does. Yes. So going back to the wedding cake. So what if the wedding cake isn't tiered? What I mean, so it's the fact for a wedding cake, most wedding cakes are tiered. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that was my thought, right? But if you're looking for something like this, or maybe a few of them, or in a larger scale, that's something I could potentially accommodate as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she is going to watch our video today. And one of the things that we'll be doing at the end of the video is we're going to be sending you or attaching some pictures of some of the cakes that you produced
Perfect.
before.
Yeah.
And I think we have 8 to 10 pictures of some of your
Great.
usual cakes.
Okay.
And that will give the viewers an idea of what they might be interested in ordering. I have to say that if I were to order a cake, my cake knowledge is so limited that I never knew there was a gingerbread cake before. So I think looking at those pictures would give you some ideas of some of the specialties that you produce.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. And so this is your first year living here at Lake of the Pines?
It is, yeah. We moved in April, so about 7 months for us.
Yes. And this is your first time making, baking cakes?
Yeah, I've been doing it for my family and friends for a while, and coming up here, I had this beautiful kitchen that's perfectly equipped to do this.
It is.
And I thought, I'm going to throw it out there and see what happens. Maybe I'll get a few orders a month, and it really took off.
Skyrocketed.
The people of Lake of the Pines are so kind and so receptive, and especially the women have like totally embraced me and, here, check this out, sending it to their friends. And it's just such a good community to grow a business. So it's a good place to start.
Let's say I go to the gym and that's outside the community. And so what if I had a friend who heard about your cakes, but they don't live at Lake of the Pines? Do you still service people outside the lake?
Sure, absolutely. So I offer free delivery for inside of Lake of the Pines, but I can easily have somebody come through the gates and call them in.
Oh, that's good.
I can do up to 6 per day is kind of what the county limits for traffic coming back and forth.
Oh my gosh, they regulate that too.
They do, and I understand because neighbors don't want, a lot of traffic coming in and out.
They don't want a business happening next door.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
In that way.
So try to be good about that. If it's, right outside the gate, I'd be willing to deliver that as well. But I have not advertised outside of Lake of the Pines yet because I've been so busy with neighbors in here.
Good, good. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. Well, folks, we are so happy to have Brooke here. I'm CJ Jenkins from Century 21 Cornerstone. Give me a call if you'd like to ask any questions about our video today. You can reach me at 530-906-4715 and check us out on Lake of the Pines Living Facebook or Christine Jenkins YouTube. Now, I'm going to get a chance to have a bite of this cake and
yay!
I can't wait. Happy holidays to you. And if you do want to order a cake from Brooke with her site that says Blissful Bites from Brooke.
By Brooke, yep.
Yep. If you do want to order a cake, don't hesitate. Don't wait. Get your order in today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you got that yummy, yum.